Well, I find this really interesting. It's just I just mismanaged my time.
So if you tell yourself right now that you're about to have a breakthrough, it might nourish you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, I hope so.
You can fool your body.
So we were here.
Okay. So that's cool, dude. I know. Believe me, I get it. Okay, so you didn't realize how important it was. In other words, it took me years to get the floor.
Yeah.
That's the floor. The butt end is lower than you thought, and you have to lift this. The virtual feeling of lifting up the bead will give you something to let go of.
That's right. I know I'm missing that.
So just make sure you're holding the bead up a little higher than you think, just a tiny bit higher, which means you're just going to feel some of this. Lifting, just to lift a little more. Lift up the drawbridge. Yeah, just good. Now you can drop that and see what happens. Go ahead and drop it and wait. Lift it back up. Drop it. There. Believe it or not, you moved ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Now what I want you to do, watch. I'm going to, okay, nice and parallel. No, you're not parallel now. I just want you to drop it. That. Really good. Believe it or not, in the world of a tiny throw, you're up. Now Murray would have you cock your wrist. The elbow's barely going to move. Watch, it looks like this. I'll show you. Yeah, it's really tiny. I know, it seems as though it's so small that it couldn't have any significance somehow. The drumming should be, this should be something I can, drumming is supposed to be like African, Africans were banging on logs, and they weren't doing, you know, I just want to, I know. But now we're playing, you know, the Brahms Violin Concerto.
Right.
And, right, we had to develop certain understanding with regards to motion and bowing. And, okay. So what we're doing is, I'm here, see how nice and parallel, I'm not like this. You're starting to feel that. Butt end's a little lower, which means you're going to lower your forearm a little from the elbow, and you're going to make sure that you're holding up the bead, but not too high. But it's not like this. It's really flat, isn't it? Nice and flat, and so is my forearm. And then I'm just going to, watch. I get that, right? And then I'm going to cock my wrist. Watch. Watch how tiny it is. I'm not going up any more than what I just dropped. Then Murray would say, see, Murray would get to the cocking of the wrist, turning to the ceiling faster. And turn to the ceiling. So what we're doing is, it's this idea that I was showing you. Stay with me. You're just letting it drop, right? And you weren't feeling that because your idea of playing alternating flams was first turning up and then doing some kind of shoving thing with your arm. But your throws aren't too bad, you know, that part of the motion. But I don't want you, it doesn't start with this. See, turning up for the single stroke, it's hard. It's hard to do it wrong because I'm also trying to mimic the way you were throwing. But it's, so let's see. You're not feeling this. So that means the up can't turn to the ceiling like you're doing. The up isn't turning to the ceiling and then going up and pumping your arm. What it's doing is we're just dropping it. The Freddie Gruber thing, it just falls.
Yeah.
Or in the left, it says, see, they're the same. Look, and then he tries to fall till he falls over because it just, it's that feeling, but it's tiny. So it's just letting it fall, and then we can cock our wrist right away. The elbow will barely move. We're just getting, let's see, there you go. See, I fall, and then I cock my wrist. I let it fall. I get that nice release kind of quality. Not that I'm releasing, whatever happened is so tiny. I'm just holding the stick, 3-finger grip, and letting it fall. And then I cock my wrist. We get to the cocking sooner. Don't control it. Let it fall. Don't control it. Just let it fall. So it'll be in time. Watch. So Richard Martinez thing. The motions are in time. Watch. 1 and 2 and see 1. It's not 1 and 2. No, just watch. Just drops. Just dropping it. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2. See, watch. All I'm doing. Dum do do ba da dum dum da ba da dum da ba di da 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 da. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get you to feel. So you can't turn to the ceiling first, which is what you missed. Even though you slowed it last week down to 30, you didn't focus on, no, I don't want you doing this. I want you to let it fall. There, and turn to the ceiling. There. Simpler than you thought. But you gotta let that stick just, no. I'm not even asking you to follow it up right now. We're doing the Murray version. Murray was more into getting to the power first, or get power sooner. Make sure you're parallel, and then let it fall. Go ahead and cock your wrist. Let it fall. Come on, you gotta let it fall. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now cock your wrist. Let it fall. So you really got to get that letting fall. So there it is. It moves so tiny. You're hardly. We're really keeping it small right now so that you stop doing this. Now, what Dick would do is Dick would get that first part, right? It's really gravity at this point. We can turn and we can use muscular force, but right now we're talking about the up as Murray would make an up using gravity, and as Dick would make an up using gravity. Dick would also do what he called bouncing the wrist on the upstroke, where you're adding force on the way up. We're not by actually turning, but right now, I want you to know the difference from distinguishing between Murray and his up to throw and Dick's up to throw. The up will be the same, where we just learn to let it fall. Watch, just let it fall. Come on, just let it fall. Come up, just for fun, come up like, I know I said 1/2 inch to 1 inch, come up like 1.5 inches. Try that. Come on up 1.5 inches. No. Meditate on this. Yeah, you're doing great. Now get the beat up. The whole thing's going to be a little higher, parallel to the playing surface. Yeah, like that. Now watch. Now it has a little further to travel. No, don't let it dip. Letting the beat come down and keep it up. Come on. Now just let it fall. There. That's good. See, there's a little angle to the stick. Watch. Watch. I'll do it this way. Don't move. Don't move. Watch. If you let it fall properly. See this little angle? Watch. It feels like you're dropping the whole stick, but really you'll end up seeing a little bit of a change of angle in the stick like that. Okay, now you've got an angle. Look, you've got a tiny, look how little it is. Let's see how little it is. Hold on. It's going to be a little bigger if you start higher. You see, you're not parallel right now. You just don't want to feel the floor. Because if it's not flat to begin with, you can't get that angle. You start with the angle. Come on, flatten it out so you can get an angle by dropping it. There. Now go ahead and drop it. There. See how your stick has an angle? That's, you're up. Potentially you're up. It can be that small. Now turn to the ceiling, cock your wrist and make a blow. Now you're back flat. Are you flat? Bead's a little low. No, come on, the bead, you've got to be flat so it can make an angle. You have to stop flat. Okay, make an angle by letting it fall. Now cock your wrist and come back to flat. Not quite flat, are you? That means your butt end didn't come all the way down. You held something just a little tight. That's where it's got to come. No, you got to find out where it is. It's got to be more flat than that. No. You can't create an angle if you're already creating an angle. There you go. Don't overdo it. Just let it drop. It'll create an angle by itself. Go on, let it drop. There. Now cock your wrist. Come back to flat. Oh, come on. Keep that bead up. Go ahead. Bend. Let it fall. Cock your wrist. Come back to flat. Now do it in time. 1. Remember, they're in time. And 2. And 1. And 2. And. Oh, okay. Come on, keep that butt up. Stop at the same place. You're a little lower. Almost. It's not flat enough. Keep it flat. Remember we talked about how flat Vinny looks when he plays? You notice that? Now create the angle by letting it drop. You don't have to do it. Cock your wrist and come back to the same flatness. Uh-oh. Did you freeze? Come on. There you go. Now, if you can put those together, watch. Then we're going to start to get real alternating flams. Not this. Oh, painful. Enough to give you a headache. What we're doing is, you got it, Joe.
No, I know.
You actually got it. Yeah, now you understand how important the floor is. See, I'm here, watch. I'm going to go, let's see. So it's. Okay, just watch. Drops, 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 drops. Okay, that's all it is. See how easy that is compared to it's the whole other world, man. There you go. Come on. Nope, you're not flat enough. Put the other stick with it. See if you can play alternating flams. All we're doing is the simplest damn thing. You see, the simple thing can often be the hardest and has the most to teach you.
Exactly.
Come on, don't go lifting. You get the angle by not lifting, by letting it fall, trusting in the way your body works on this planet. Come on, flatter, more flat. Lift those beads up a little so you have something to drop. There you go. Feels different, doesn't it? See how flat you are? Now just let the one that's making the appoggiatura to the throw, let it fall from there. So if you're going to play a right flam, you're just going to let the left drop. You have to raise the right, though, to make a throw. Don't you? Hold on. Let's see. How does this thing go? Yeah, watch. To get it started, you're not gonna make an upstroke in the right. Play right flam. To get it started, you're going to leave the bead there. See, I've still let it drop. Watch. I let it drop. Yeah, and I got the angle. See, I've got an angle, but I didn't touch. That's an up motion, not an upstroke. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make that little drop in the left, and it's going to create that angle. There, see? My right came back flat, almost. Yeah, I caught myself. Let's see. So it just starts with a regular flam, and the left makes the up to a throw. And then the right has to start making up motion. Up strokes. So you start to get this. Go on, do it. Yeah, now come on, that left's got to drop and come up. Yeah, you're getting it. Not your left. See, look how high your left is. You didn't just let it drop. It won't come up that high. Just let it drop. And you're not stopping flat in the same place you started. So, but now you can work on something. Now it makes sense. And 30 might be too slow. So hold on a minute. Let's just try something. Let me see what I can do here. What would be best? I think it's best that we just stick with you trying to concentrate on letting the stick fall to create the change of angle, which gives you which is the up. So up. See, how can I do this? Let's do this. Try this. I'll break it down again to make it even more simple. It'll give you a lot of it. We have to have that flatness. We have to have the flatness. Yes. See? Okay. You got it. You've graduated. You see, that's so much of this technique. Just that. And now that's occurred to you today. Now you have a potential of creating an up. In other words, changing the angle by not doing anything but letting your hand fall. Just letting your hand fall. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the up motion, which is like the hand falling, but you're not going to make a note. You're just letting it fall. Okay, and then you're going to make a throw and come back to the flatness, but your left is going to make an up and stop. Let's see how that work. Do like that. If you can do that. Are you flat in the right? Not bad, Joe. Come on, flatten it out in the right. Come up a little bit. That's where the right. So do that again. Start again. Come back down flat. No. Sticks are no. You're not meditating deeply enough. Come on, bring the sticks up to where you want them. Decide, maybe a little higher. Just a little higher. Get those beads up. That's where it has to come to every time. So you're going to make an up motion to a throw, and your left is going to make an up and stop. But you're really going to be watching for, did your right come back down to the same flatness? Go on, drop your left, and make a throw on your right. Right. That's not bad on your right. Came up a little high on your left. Come on, now go the other way. Almost, no. Yeah, the left is nice. Almost, come on, bring the left up a little. It's a little low and not quite flat. That's where it should have stopped. Go the other way. Go the other way. Yeah, you didn't quite just let it drop. Don't squeeze the stick to death. Doesn't take much of a grip. What's your right doing? Is it flat? It's a little low, isn't it? You're right. Means you probably pushed your arm down or just did something tiny. Not bad though. Other way. Now you're making it up in the right and you're throwing in the left to come flat. Just drop the right and throw to flat in the left. Getting too close to the surface in the right. You've got nothing to drop. There you go. Drop the right and throw it left. Too flat. Yeah, look, you didn't quite. No, come on, fix it. Yeah, left's a little low, isn't it? That's to drop. Go on now, drop the left and throw with the right back to the same flatness. Go for it. Oh yeah, almost. There you go. That's what you. That's how you get this. And you slowly work that out. And then you can work it out. Watch. Then you can work it out with not just. Let's see. But we can go. See? Now we just want 2. Now we have 2. Okay? See how nice it is? It's so easy. So that's a whole new insight for you. Try it just once, just a single stroke with a double, and then throwing back to flat. Oh, you started flat. You fixed it afterwards. It's okay, because now you're noticing. Now you're noticing. 3-finger grip, so it'll bounce when you just release from there. Come on, keep it flat. Don't get that butt end too high. Go on, drop and change the angle by not doing anything. Just stop there. Did you get 2 notes? Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again. Come back down. Come on, flat. Bring the beat up a little. There you go. Drop that and get 2 notes. Not bad. Now throw. Yeah, I liked it. Do it again. Now throw. Cock. You're not quite flat. Beat's too low. Butt end's too high. Just make one. That was good though, Joe. Just make one throw for me, and see if you can. Now we're making an up motion, so it feels like you dropped it. Got to be flat though to change the angle. Now you're moving around that Richard Martinez fixed point in the universe. Just let it fall, but it doesn't fall. It just does this. But it has that. Okay, change the angle. Now cock your wrist and see if you can get it to stay flat. Butt end's bead's too low. Butt end's too high. Nope. You went like this, and then you followed it up, and I don't want you to right now. I just want you to now cock your wrist. That's it. Bead's too low. Just make a throw. Bead's too low. So I don't want you to even make it. Now I know you're getting it, but let's just take one last before we button this up. Let's look at just the throw, because you're not coming back to the floor. You don't have a floor now. Your bead's too low. Bead's still too low. I don't think your butt end is down. Release your anti-cubical fossa. Let it go down. Keep the bead up. There. Now you have something to release or to drop. No, you changed it already. No, you changed it. Concentrate. I know we've been going at this for a minute, so there's only so much ability to concentrate. Bring the bead up a little more. You got this. You've done this now multiple times correctly. Just drop. Just feel the drop, but don't let the bead go down. Have that feeling. Just let it really just. It looks like this. Watch. Yeah, I'm flat, nice and flat, and I'm just going to go like I dropped it. There. My bead didn't even go down. My bead stayed there. I get that feeling without actually allowing the bead to go down. But it feels like I'm just dropping it. How's that feeling? Not bad. Now cock and come back to there. Don't let. Oh, come on, get the butt end down a little. Find the floor. Do it again. That's where I want you to feel when you finish. Do it again. Oh, come on, cock your wrist. Cock your wrist. It's watch. So watch. It's in time. 1, 2. 1, 2. Do it again. 1. Come on, be more flat when you land. Leave the bead in one place as you release. 1. Don't let it go down if you can help it. 1. Yeah. Oh, too low. You had a beautiful up. 1, 2. 1. Come back flat. Yeah. Now you can do it again over and over. Joe, no more lifting to this. You got it. Now you can play real alternating flams and real alternating drags with an actual real Spivack, Wilson, Martinez, Verga, Wackerman, Caliuta, single stroke. Okay? That's what you weren't doing when you came in. Now this week, don't lose that. This is a really big chunk of this technique. Okay? And look, even though you felt as though blood sugar was changing and right? There was some kind of a
Can you not post this one, please?
Oh no, just at the end. You got it. I'm not going to post the other part.
Okay, you can post the end. You can post the stuff on it. But
We started over again because you needed to go and because your blood sugar dropped. You needed a moment, right? But you came back stronger than ever under the worst circumstances. I'm telling you, if you can please, and where are we going to work on this? You can work on this with no metronome. And that exercise I gave you can actually be accomplished at a very slow speed. It's very remedial. So we're just, watch, we're just going. Good, see, I'm leaving the bead there. I got that feeling of just bloop. So if the metronome's quarters, you can play it as a half note. And then if you start to feel comfortable, you can start to double it. And that's all it is. I probably wouldn't recommend going any faster than that. But not as fast as I think. And we could go faster. But right now, if you start to get this, you'll find that you can keep doubling it to a certain point.
yes.
Okay, but right now I would suggest working on it in that remedial sense, so that you're actually stopping after you drop to see if you change the angle. After the other hand made its, well, if we start right, the right has that little drop, and it's all in time, and the left is going to see if it got the angle. And wait there. Now the left's ready to throw, so the right's going to drop. If you're flat, if the right really stopped out, now the right can drop. Oh, what did I do? Oh yeah, I did it. And then the left's going to cock and make a blow. Now, if the left is flat, it has a potential to change the angle. And now, what did I just do? It's so slow. So the right makes a blow and stops flat, and the left is ready to throw. Then the left throws and stops flat, and the right is ready to throw. And it's just going to go, but it always has to stop flat. Okay, so we're going to work off of the metronome at 40 as a half note. And then when you're ready, you're going to see if you can double it. Okay, and actually, it'll become non-remedial. In other words, you'll be flowing through the stroke. And remember, even when it's remedial, it's in time. Up. Is it in time? Let's see. Blah. 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 Click, yeah. Blah. And it's going to be in time. See? One. And it's in time. We're making music. It's in time. Okay. And by the way, this will help your time, because up until today, quite frankly, you weren't playing your motions in time. So that must make it difficult to play in time. This is really going to help you lock in to the time, to the cut, to the J. Turning off the recording.